When you started to talk about it, I remember thinking, oh, well, that's really scary. I hope he's wrong.
Nobody was supporting it in people, which I have a lot of confidence in. I really do. I think times have changed.
For decades, Robert Redford carefully guarded his private life. Millions knew him as the Oscar-winning actor behind classics like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, and The Way We Were. But behind the fame was a man who believed the greatest moments of his life never happened on a movie set. As Redford reflected on nearly 9 decades, he reached one powerful conclusion. Awards lose their shine. Box office records are broken. Even Hollywood legends are eventually replaced. But the people who stand beside you through life's biggest victories and deepest heartbreaks leave a mark that never disappears. For years, fans and tabloids tried to guess who mattered most to him. Some expected a famous romance. Others believed it would be one of Hollywood's biggest stars. But according to Redford, the people he loved most weren't chosen because of fame. They earned that place because they changed the course of his life. The first name surprised many people: Barbra Streisand. When Redford and Streisand starred together in The Way We Were, audiences believed they were watching more than great acting. Their chemistry was so convincing that rumors of an off-screen romance quickly spread across Hollywood. But the truth was far different. Behind the cameras, their relationship was built on admiration rather than romance. Their personalities often clashed creatively. Redford trusted instinct, while Streisand believed every scene deserved careful preparation and emotional perfection. Those differences could have divided them. Instead, they made each other better. Every disagreement pushed them to deliver stronger performances, helping create one of Hollywood's most unforgettable love stories. Long after filming ended, Redford remembered her determination far more than the gossip that surrounded them. Sometimes the people who change your life aren't lovers. They're the ones who challenge you to become better than you thought possible. Long before Robert Redford became one of Hollywood's biggest stars, another person believed in him when almost nobody else did. Her name was Lola Van Wagenen. They met before the fame, before the awards, and before anyone imagined Robert Redford would become a global icon. Those early years weren't glamorous. Acting jobs were scarce, money was tight, and rejection became part of everyday life. There were moments when Redford questioned whether his dream would ever become reality. Lola never doubted him. While others saw an unknown actor struggling to find work, she saw someone worth believing in. As Redford's career finally exploded, life changed almost overnight. Success brought opportunity, but it also brought pressure. Endless filming schedules, constant travel, and relentless media attention slowly placed enormous strain on their marriage. Like many long relationships, theirs wasn't perfect. They experienced disagreements, disappointment, and painful moments that eventually led them down separate paths. But Redford never believed the ending erased everything they had shared. Together they built a family. Together they celebrated incredible achievements. And together they endured heartbreak that changed him forever. Without Lola's faith during those uncertain years, Robert Redford often believed there might never have been a Hollywood career at all. But if Lola helped build his future, his children completely changed his priorities. Redford often said the most important role he ever played wasn't on a movie screen. It was being a father. No matter how successful he became, he always tried to leave Hollywood outside the front door when he came home. He didn't want to be a celebrity around his family. He simply wanted to be dad. Then tragedy struck. The death of his infant son, Scott, became one of the most devastating moments of his life. It was a heartbreak that permanently changed the way he viewed success. Suddenly, awards didn't matter as much. Fame didn't matter as much. Time became the most precious thing anyone could have. Watching his other children grow reminded him that the greatest legacy wasn't measured by movies or trophies. It was measured by the example he left behind for his family. Years later, people often ask what achievement made him the proudest. Most expected him to mention an Oscar, Sundance, or one of his legendary films. Instead, his answer always returned to the same place: his family. Because no standing ovation could ever compare to the love he felt as a father. But outside his family, one friendship would shape Robert Redford's life more than almost anyone else. That friendship began with another Hollywood legend, Paul Newman. Paul Newman wasn't just one of Hollywood's biggest stars. To Robert Redford, he became something far more valuable, a true friend. Long before they became close, Redford admired Newman from a distance. Despite his fame, Newman never acted like a celebrity. Whether he was speaking to a fellow actor or a crew member behind the scenes, he treated everyone with the same respect. That humility became the foundation of a friendship that lasted for decades. Unlike many Hollywood relationships, their bond wasn't built on publicity. They rarely chased headlines or explained their friendship to the world. Instead, they connected through shared values. Both loved filmmaking, but neither wanted fame to define who they were. As the years passed, their conversations became less about movies and more about life, family, growing older, responsibility, legacy. Paul Newman had an incredible ability to listen. He rarely spoke just to fill silence, but when he did, his words stayed with people long after the conversation ended. One quality Redford admired above all else was Newman's generosity. Through his charity work, Newman proved that success wasn't measured by awards or wealth. It was measured by the lives you changed. Watching his friend dedicate so much of his life to helping others forced Redford to ask himself an important question. What kind of legacy would he leave behind? When Paul Newman passed away, Hollywood lost a legendary actor. Robert Redford lost a brother. Years later, he reflected that some people are missed because of what they accomplished. Others are missed simply because the world feels quieter without them. For Redford, Paul Newman belonged to the second group. He taught him that character isn't revealed when cameras are rolling. It's revealed when nobody is watching. That lesson stayed with Redford forever. But even after a friendship like that, one person still stood above everyone else. And it wasn't another Hollywood icon. It was Sybil Sagers. By the time Sybil entered his life, Robert Redford had already experienced almost everything fame could offer. He had become an Oscar-winning actor, built an extraordinary career, and spent decades living under the spotlight. He wasn't searching for more success. He was searching for peace. Unlike many people, Sybil never cared about Robert Redford the celebrity. She cared about Robert Redford the man who loved nature, who preferred quiet mornings to red carpets, who found happiness far away from Hollywood. As an artist herself, Sybil understood something few people truly understand. Creativity isn't measured by applause, it's measured by honesty. Together they built a life centered on simple things: nature, family, art, and meaningful conversations. Those moments became more valuable than any premiere or award ceremony. As he grew older, Redford's understanding of love changed completely. When people are young, love often feels exciting, passionate, unpredictable. But with time, he discovered that real love is quieter. It's found in trust, loyalty, and knowing someone will still be there when the spotlight disappears. That was the gift Sybil gave him. She gave him peace. Looking back on nearly 9 decades, Redford realized every important person in his life had given him something different. Barbra Streisand challenged him. Lola Van Wagenen believed in him before anyone else. His children taught him that fatherhood was life's greatest role. Paul Newman showed him the importance of generosity and character. But Sybil gave him what he had unknowingly searched for his entire life, a place where he no longer needed to prove anything. As he reflected on his journey, one truth stood above everything else. The greatest moments of his life were never the awards, never the premieres, never the standing ovations. They happened quietly, in conversations no one else heard, in family moments no cameras captured, in friendships that never needed headlines to prove they were real. Because fame fades, awards become history. Even legendary films eventually belong to another generation. But the people who shape your heart leave a legacy that time can never erase. And perhaps that was Robert Redford's greatest lesson. Life isn't about becoming famous. It's about becoming worthy of the people who choose to love you. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more untold stories behind Hollywood's greatest legends, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, stay curious.